High school is supposed to be the best time of your life. That's what everyone says. But for Emily Carter, senior year wasn't a movie. It was a mirror. A mirror that showed her who she was and who she was becoming. Sometimes maturity doesn't arrive with age. It arrives with pain. And for Emily, that lesson began on the very first day of her last year of high school. The halls of Ridgewood High always smelled like a mix of perfume, paper, and teenage dreams. Emily Carter walked in with her headphones on, drowning out the noise with her favorite song. This year was supposed to be different, calmer, more focused. But high school doesn't let you walk away from who you used to be. Last year, Emily was the quiet one, the good girl, always helping others, never speaking up. This year, she wanted to find her voice. Funny thing about growing up, it doesn't announce itself. It sneaks in during the small moments, when you realize your friends have changed, your dreams have shifted, and the things that once mattered suddenly don't. Emily's best friend, Chloe, wasn't talking to her anymore. They'd fought over something stupid, a misunderstanding, a rumor, and neither wanted to say sorry first. It's strange how silence between two friends can be louder than any argument. Mr. Lawson, the English teacher, entered the room with his usual half-smile. He had that rare kind of calm that made you want to listen. Growing up, he said, isn't about birthdays or grades. It's about learning to face yourself, the real you. Those words stuck with her, because lately she wasn't sure who the real Emily was. She missed the girl in those pictures. But maybe growing up means saying goodbye to versions of yourself that no longer fit. High school hallways are a strange place. They're full of noise, yet some of the loudest voices are silent. Emily felt that silence every time she passed Chloe in the hall. They used to share everything, secrets, jokes, late-night texts. Now Chloe had a new circle, and Emily had herself. It was lonely, but also freeing. That afternoon, she started to write. At first just words, scattered thoughts. But slowly, the chaos inside her started to take shape on paper. High school doesn't prepare you for heartbreak. Not the romantic kind. That comes later. It's the subtle heartbreak of watching people change and realizing you can't stop it. Emily had always been the peacemaker. But peace doesn't mean forcing smiles or pretending everything is okay. Sometimes, maturity is knowing when to step back. Grades suddenly mattered more than friendships. College applications, scholarships, and parents' expectations pressed down like the weight of the world. She wanted to succeed, wanted to be proud of herself. But she also wanted to be happy. High school rarely lets you have both at the same time. Rain has a way of matching your mood. It hides your tears, muffles your steps, and makes the world feel smaller. Emily had been crying that day, not for grades, not for friends, but for the weight of growing up itself. She wrote about everything she couldn't say aloud. About Chloe, about her fears, about the quiet ache in her chest. Sometimes writing feels like talking to yourself, and sometimes that's all you need. Days blurred together. Some were small victories, finishing a hard assignment, laughing at a private joke with a friend. Some were crushing defeats, missing an answer on a test, receiving a text she didn't want. And slowly, Emily realized something crucial. Maturity wasn't a destination. It was this. The small moments of resilience, of learning to stand when everything pushes you down. High school isn't just about grades. It's about first loves, messy, fleeting, unforgettable. Emily had liked Ryan Matthews since sophomore year, but liking someone and being noticed by them are two entirely different things. The heartbreak didn't hit like a storm. It was quiet, like a small crack forming in glass, spreading without warning. One smile she didn't receive, one glance that went elsewhere, and suddenly the world felt heavier. Heartbreak is a strange teacher. It forces you to confront yourself, your fears, your expectations, your need for validation. For Emily, it was the first time she realized that being liked doesn't define your worth. She wrote him a letter she would never send. Every thought, every word she couldn't say aloud. And in writing, she felt lighter. Sometimes the people who change your life arrive unexpectedly. Lila was new, shy, and slightly clumsy, but her smile had a warmth that broke through Emily's walls. They started walking home together, sharing small stories, homework, music, silly complaints about cafeteria food. And slowly, Emily felt a spark of connection that had been missing since Chloe left. Friendship isn't about how long you've known someone. It's about trust, laughter, and feeling seen. Lila didn't replace Chloe, but she reminded Emily that healing is possible, even after heartbreak and betrayal. In that moment, Emily understood something important. Maturity isn't just enduring pain. It's recognizing beauty in the small connections, the fleeting moments, and the people who choose to walk with you, even when the past hurts. Even when you think you're moving forward, the past has a way of sneaking back. Chloe appeared across the cafeteria, laughing with someone new. Emily's stomach twisted. Jealousy is a quiet poison. It whispers that what you have isn't enough. That the people who left are somehow better, happier, untouchable. Emily felt it, raw, uninvited, but maturity doesn't come from feeling envy. It comes from acknowledging it, understanding it, and letting it go. She had a choice: dwell on what was lost, or embrace what she still had. Emily had always stayed in the background, blending in. But this year, she wanted more than invisibility. She wanted to matter, not just to others, but to herself. Taking the first step toward leadership is terrifying. It's exposing yourself to judgment, criticism, and failure. But it's also an act of courage, a declaration that your voice matters. With Lila by her side, Emily practiced. She stumbled, she laughed, she grew. Confidence isn't born overnight. It's sculpted in moments of vulnerability, perseverance, and determination. And when she spoke, the words flowed, clear, honest, powerful. She didn't speak to impress. She spoke to connect, to inspire, to show herself that she was capable. In that moment, Emily realized that maturity isn't about avoiding fear. It's about facing it, standing tall, and letting your voice be heard. The final weeks of senior year carried a quiet magic. Everything felt fleeting, fragile, and beautiful. Emily had grown in ways she hadn't expected, stronger, wiser, and more certain of herself. Sometimes maturity isn't just about personal growth. It's about facing the past, the people, the mistakes, the silences, and choosing peace. "Hey," Emily said softly. Chloe looked up, eyes wide, and nodded. No excuses, no blame, just understanding. Reconciliation doesn't erase pain, but it makes room for something better. Friendship renewed, hearts lighter, and the courage to move forward. High school ends not with answers, but with possibilities. Emily stood on the stage, diploma in hand, heart full. She had learned that maturity wasn't about perfection. It wasn't about grades, popularity, or who noticed you. It was about resilience, self-awareness, and kindness. To yourself and to others. The last bell of high school had rung, and for Emily Carter, it wasn't an ending. It was the beginning of everything she was meant to become. Kindly subscribe to watch more.